That song never gets old. This is actually my grandfather's tune. This is he did the drums. I love it. Love you, Granddad, wherever you are. Hello, my name is Dan Pacheco, and I am the host of this unnamed podcast. I think I want to call it Tickle Fight, but so far the word around the office is that's not a popular name. But regardless, this will have a name one day. And today I am joined by somebody with a name. She actually does have a name, which is a nice thing. It is Shay. I call her Siobhan, but it's Shay Walker with Shay Walker Photography, champion title on closing, and a bunch of other things too.
Just the two for now.
Should I call you Shay or Siobhan for the duration of this podcast?
Shay.
Shay. You ever say with that attitude and sass as well?
Yes, always.
Okay, Shay.
Sass life.
So obviously I'm beyond thrilled, over the moon, because you're here. You're someone that I absolutely adore. Work with you on a daily basis on many things and projects. You are my favorite in many capacities. So thank you for being here.
Thanks.
Of
for
course.
having me.
Absolutely.
Fun.
Absolutely. So for those of you that somehow do not know Shay Walker, how do you want to start? Should we start talking about?
I don't even know. I think I was anxious because I was like, oh, how do we? Because a lot of people are like, what do you do? I'm like, you got to just figure it out.
That's right. And I mean, I think more so you're known more for your vibe. And again, that smile goes on the face there when we start talking about this, because a vibe, of course, we all know what a vibe is. But if you've not been around Shay, you don't know what the vibe is. So it's not a vibe, it's the vibe.
It's the vibe.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the vibe, and because that goes to title, that goes to photography, that goes everywhere you go. So tell me what the vibe is for you.
I think I might hold on. I wanted to keep my vibe on, but
It's a vibe still. I know. Still a vibe. Still a vibe.
I was holding that on for aesthetic, but I'm gonna put it right here. I don't know how to lead into that. It's really hard because a lot of people will meet me from one or the other. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of resonate with myself and how I just meet people and how I work with people.
Right.
I don't.
Well, I mean, I think so. One thing that I love this soundboard, because again, every 30+ year old guy needs to have his own podcast. And of course, when you have that, you have your own soundboard. And we have the essence of you here. And hold on. So
it's a vibe.
Yes. And it's funny, but you can hear that in the voice. People, call out, hey, vibe, it's a vibe all the time. It's synonymous with you. And out of here in Orlando, Florida, where we're based out of right now. When you hear vibe, especially in, local real estate kind of thing, it's 100% you. Like nobody can use that word without correlating it to you. A lot of people do that. They're like, vibe. Shit, I didn't mean to take your word. Like, yeah.
My word,
and it's the best part, because I mean, it's not yet copyrighted, right? I mean, the vibe session is, which I want to get to in a minute here, but people still correlate that with you. And that's such a powerful thing. It's an awesome thing to see as a friend, as a fellow business owner, but it's also really cool to see again too. I'm just proud of you. Like that's an awesome thing.
I think it's just, I want people, I think when I talk to people or whatever I do, however I'm working with them, I want them to feel my experience, my service, my vibe. Mm-hmm. I feel like I never understood that until I got into Orlando real estate, because I was the kid with the talks too much on my report card. Like I always had a separate chair. I was always the person like getting everyone riled up or something, but I loved everyone. I was never a troublemaker. I just talked too damn much.
Yeah.
And I never found that groove with people or myself, or finding myself, or really feeling like I belonged until I got into Orlando real estate. And I love it so much. And that's why people are like, what do you do? I feel like you're just everywhere. I just want people to feel positive and good about themselves almost when I do interact with them or work with them, whether on title or photo capacity. So,
hell yeah. I mean, it's the party of the misfits, right? It's those that again had the detentions, or, the
I had my own desk in a corner facing the wall. And I was, selling Spice Girl lollipops.
Spice Girl lollipops, you hustler.
Resale.
See, that's just fantastic, Siobhan. Just so proud of you for bootlegging those poor Spice Girls. And now look at them now. They're probably jobless someplace because they didn't get the money that was coming in. You broke the Spice Girls.
It's a vibe.
Yes. But see, that's the cool thing too, is it like when you said, you want them to feel your vibe, they definitely feel their vibe. And that vibe, I can speak for myself, and also again, the billion of other agents that I get to work with that have gone through the Shay Walker experience. They definitely feel your vibe. It's comforting. It's empowering. It's fun, but it's not forcing a vibe on them. It's not imparting your vibe on them. It's still allowing them to resonate their own vibe,
I love this. I love real estate. And a lot of people will ask kind of where this all stemmed from. And it stemmed from an admin and TC job. I was adminning someone who was marketing well, and they were good at what they did, but I wanted more. I loved the client interaction. I loved the transaction. I loved the end of the day where everyone was happy. I loved the pre-marketing of it. So I didn't know how to take all of that I loved so much. And then I got out of that and went into real estate photography, but I only loved the agent interaction, the agent connection, how they were growing, how I would get excited for their listings to go pending under a certain amount of time, and people complimenting the photos. And then I met our attorney owners, Sarah and Jessica.
That one's for you, ladies.
Sarah Geltz and Jessica Kendrick, and they were like, "We've been following you."
It's always scary when an attorney says they're following you. That's never been a good thing for me.
We hear a lot of people that love you, and I wasn't really front facing. I couldn't interact. I couldn't really build with people. And when I got into title, which I kicked and screamed getting into title because I thought it was crazy. I did. I made it myself. They gave me the freedom to be myself.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I started to find what worked and the people I wanted to be around and work with. And then I brought back photography, and I realized that branding was the thing that worked for me, especially with agents. I love real estate. I love real estate agents. I just love the whole idea of what I do with people.
Hell yeah. And that's one thing. So that's kind of where I met you, in that transition of things. And again, just so fucking proud of what you've done. But I remember I knew Sarah and Jess before you, and I knew that they were really excited of having somebody come on. And again, you and I are very similar in a billion ways, but in this specific instance, it was coming into an industry that you had no previous, knowledge or resume in. You knew of, but it wasn't. You were the outlier. You were the oddball. You were the one that, again, didn't have, again, coming from another title company, just like I didn't come from another, real estate thing before I got into, what I do now. And with that, you have a lot of people that adore you at the beginning because, he's probably not threatening, or he's probably not threatening, cool, they want to be friends. But as soon as, you start getting some momentum by doing things differently, that's when things happen.
But for me, it was just being myself.
Exactly.
But for me, I wasn't like, I'm going to be different. I'm going to disrupt. I just wanted to be me, and I wanted people to feel good around me.
Yeah.
And that's why there's it goes down deep into the agent getting the good feedback. I want their clients to feel good. Sellers really like when I sign with them and I'm with them because I don't talk over them.
Fuck yeah.
I don't want to be this person. I just want them to feel good. And that's goes back into the vibe. But whatever I do, I want them to feel the vibe, the good, positive, whether circumstance is happening,
But, and I know that, but I don't want anybody that's listening to this or watching this to misinterpret that as you being soft. And I just want them to feel good. Like you've got some bang, you got some teeth to you, and that's awesome. And that's the cool thing too is, typically. So from my perspective, right, being in real estate leadership, brand development, business planning, things like that. You typically see people that have been in, or that are in those positions that have been, successful in real estate for X amount of years or decades. And then they get tired of hitting the streets and doing the things on the weekends, and they just want an office job. And so then they go up to be a broker or a team leader or a coach or whatever it is, right? And then it's typically, a lot of them are great, but you also see a lot of people, or a lot of people in those positions that have had the bad habits or just their own personal preferences that work, but they don't have the ability, the bandwidth, or their creativity to remain current and open-minded, saying, okay, there's actually 1.5 billion ways to do real estate successfully. Let me breathe into those. They start talking about, it's just old door knocking, or it's old cold calling, right? You have to have 4 pleats in your khakis. Whoops, no, hold on.
There it is.
There it is. That's it.
I didn't even know you had it on there, but I knew.
Oh yeah. Anytime we start talking about the quad pleated Dockers, you get a. And not literally, if you're wearing them right now, I'm sure you look fantastic in them. I'm just saying metaphorically.
I can make it look.
Yeah, metaphorically here though. And you get a lot of, again, people that say, well, again, my circumstance here, and it's not something that I hide. It's what everybody knows. Hey guys, guess what? I have never sold real estate. Say it again. I've never sold real estate, okay? But somehow I've been in, again, a leadership role in brokerages, helping agents sell real estate. And again, those agents that work with me, they see it like, oh shit, this works. There's people though that those brokerages or team leaders that get left, like, fuck that guy. He's never sold real estate. You're an idiot to go over there. But again, it's because, I don't really like sports, especially team sports, but typically team sports analogies are easy for people to understand. it's like having, you know, the NBA, right? You're not going to, so you have the star players there, you have all the players, but you're going to, if you're going with that mentality saying, oh, you can only be, you know, in order to be successful in your job, you have to have done this before. I mean, in the organization, you have the coaches, you have the athletic trainers, you have the nutritionists, you have the stylists, you have the public, you have all these people that are really good at their craft that bring it together, right? So the star athletes can shine some more. So that's what one of the things I love about what you've done. And it's very, again, similar to what I've done. It's you've not gone and tried to pay your dues, whatever the fuck that means. Like,
I don't know what that means,
where do I go? Do you take debit cards? Where, how long, I mean, how long is the line? Like it's such a silly thing that I think, you know, these 30-plussers, you know, that, you know what I say when I mean that, say, but it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. I think people need something different from their vendors as well.
Sure.
I think they need, I try to show up how I tell my agents to show up, whether in photos and in title. You know, I want to understand what they're doing and what they need, and not what I want and need from other people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I want that.
Know.
Oh gosh.
I don't know which one, but yeah.
Can we put Carly's in here?
That one was really good. Carly, for watching this, it hurt my heart to delete your sound by the hell yeah, but it's for the special guest. That's how we do
I
here.
replaced it. Sorry.
Well, somebody will replace yours one day, and someone will replace me one day. I'm sure probably in the next episode I'll be replaced. Boop, Dan's done, canceled. But yeah, and so talk to me a little bit more about, again, just real quick, so we don't harp on this for too long, but your approach to title, because again, you redefine it on a daily basis. You've amassed a tremendous amount of trust and from agents, I mean, that are pretty damn prolific. I mean, like, yes, you have everybody from your, you know, freshly started agent to those agents that are, you know, have been running their business pretty well for a few years, to some agents that, I mean, that are like up in the 0.001 top percent. I mean, these are the big wigs here, right? And you've earned the trust of all of them. How do you do it?
It's so funny because I feel like title is such a like, not a taboo. What's the word? Like, people don't talk about it.
It's taboo.
When title walks into like a thing, like, oh, title, like,
yeah,
run.
you can hit the high heels, the pencil skirts.
Yes, I don't want to be that. I think the vendor world is a little messed up, and I'd like to try to like make it a little bit more correct.
What's messed up about it?
Oh God, that will have a whole other podcast. I think it's like what you can do for me and what I'm going to do for you. And I don't like the transactional. I do not like it. If I want to work with an agent, it's because I really want to. I do not look up their production. I don't, and I hate when people say that. Like, I looked up, they're like tier 1, tier 2. I don't have. I just like people, and if we mesh well and we work well together, and I understand how you do your business and how you run it and how you speak to your clients and how do you speak to everyone around you and mirror image that, like I'm a part of your team, then the client goes, I'm so much more comfortable. I loved the closing process. My agent had the best team around them. I had someone come into my house and sign paperwork with me. She talked with me, not over me. I understood the process and I felt comfortable. I want 3 people to know my real estate agent's great and go use her or him. You know, I want, that's for me is important. And the approach to title, I don't even know if I can put it into like words. I just really care. And I know I don't want to be soft, but I really do care. And I want it to be, and I'm a little, I mean, there is the caring part of me, but there is also like the type A part of me that like wants to get shit done. And it has to be done fucking perfectly, or I'll just burn everything down. I want everything to be perfect for people. And I try to balance that neuroticness of me and the softness of me, but I like things done perfect. If I were an agent, how I would want things to run. And that everyone runs their business different. And you do have to know how people do that and just mirror image it and just be a person they can like call and just be like, hey, listen, I've got this circumstance. Can you just please make sure you're doing AY? Like, it's really hard to explain.
And it is almost like an unfair question of me to ask you, because I mean, I know that there's, people that are listening to this, that may be wanting to follow suit and be successful like you are in title in these ways that are, having their pen and paper and they're trying to write down, okay, care.
Oh God, there's no way. There's
no way to do it. There's no way to do it except for, again, just simply being you. I mean, you could do as many TED Talks as you want to. People could get the idea, the essence of you it's a vibe of you, but I mean, without being you, it's just not going to be done. So
and for vendors, there's enough business to go around for everyone.
They really are.
There is, and I think it's a match. There's some people where you just meet them and you're like, hey, I really like you, I respect you. I don't think we can work closely together. It just doesn't work to where I don't want your clients to go, are you guys even is this work? You know, I've never really, I try to pride myself on getting along with most everyone. I mean, I don't have like conflict in my, I try not to do that. I don't like that. I don't like, you know, all of the conflict part of things in relationships, but there's just some people that it just works really well. And you just really deepen relationships versus like just being hungry to work with everyone. I don't want to do that.
I mean, you can,
I don't see it as I don't know. I see it differently.
It feels really uncomfortable. I mean, as again, director of agent development, preferred real estate brokers, you know, when I get an email, you know, it's from somebody trying, like a vendor, you know, title, lender, whatever it is, and they're trying to come into the class and get in front of the agents. I mean, like, you can feel when it's like their claws are right there and they're like, fogging up the window with like their commission with their sales breath. It's just like, you don't give a shit about me. I know you don't, because I mean, like we this is like the first time we've talked really before. So don't tell me you love me, like all these things. I mean, it's nice to hear that. Please tell me that you love me any single time. But you like they're missing a step, right? I mean, it's just so disingenuous. Or when you just get nothing but, you know, invite or, you know, evite link in your inbox or DMs, and there's no like, you know, in between, like, hey brother, like how's it been going? You know, you guys have been doing really well. I've seen specific, you know, give me something specific that's been happening. That to me is finessing. I want to know about
the person I want to work with.
That's finessing the relationship. But when it's just like, come over here, come to my event, come to my happy hour, come to my thing. It's just really weird. It's off-putting.
Well, and it goes in the cold calling, I think, too. I've never once in my life sent out like a cold anything. I think I don't want to take anyone to coffee if I'm going to waste your time and take you from business. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to take you to coffee and waste your time. I'm going to give you some value. If I want to work with someone, I'm going to show up to their open house and be like, what can I do to help you? What can I do to, I'm in Winter Garden, super heavy.
Right.
Let me reach out to some of my other people, share a story. Like, I need to give you some sort of value. I just don't want someone to see their relationship with me as transactional, because it's far from it. And I think when you let go of that, then people start to flourish. Your relationships deepen, and that's when the agent will grow and you will grow. I just don't, the transactional thing, I think people have got to stop doing that.
I feel you on that.
Got to stop being like, what can I give you? What can you give me? Like, I just,
it just breeds reactionary, temporary relationships.
When it for newer and freshly licensed agents that come in, they just don't know what to do. I just feel like they get bombarded.
Yeah.
And absolutely. And what you do with your agents is treat them all equally and welcomed and accepted, and they learn good like habits, or they're themselves without being, you know, put into some kind of crazy little box. But
boxes, man. Well, I tell you what, before we transition into, I think what most people are really excited to hear about, your photography side of it, I want to introduce the newest.
The boring and the fun side.
No, it's not boring at all. You make it very exciting.
Here, a lot of people ask me how I do it. And I feel like I'll get a little like mushy here, but like when you are a person who has 2 children, you want to show them a good example. I went through this phase in my life where I was a stay-at-home mom, and it was not me. I wanted to work. I wanted to do what my mom didn't do. I do it for them. So when it's people like, how do you balance this? How do you do? I have 2 kids at home, and I want to give them a good life. I want them to be like, Mom, that's so cool what you do. Like, you're so, you know, I like that. I know sometimes my answer is I time block. I do this, which I do. It's a pretty rigorous like skincare regimen schedule at this point, but my motivation is my kids and providing for them. And I think Orlando real estate is just the best industry to be in.
I think so too. I mean, I've seen a lot of little bubbles out there.
It's the fucking best. I love it.
Across the country, and Orlando is definitely different in a lot of ways. Before we get to the photography side, I want to introduce the audience out there on the second episode of this
I'm sweating,
podcast. The second episode here, or our newest segment. It's called Show Me a Video of the Cat That You Like. So yes, this is a segment called, again, Show Me a Video of the Cat That You Like. And what I'm saying is, show me a video of a cat that you like. And so at this point in this segment, we'll show each other videos of cats that we like. And we'll also show you 2 at home. We'll hit it in post. Again, Justin, my guy here behind the camera and the switchboard, loves it. His heart glows. Like if you guys could see him right now, he looks like one of those like anime characters. Like the hearts are beaming out of his eyes when I say the words hit it in post. So Siobhan, you brought up a video of a cat that you like. Let's see if I like it too.
Oh, hit it in post. I get it. It's like when I'm on sessions, I'm like, don't worry, I'll Photoshop that out later. And I'm like, why did I do this?
So what do you have here? Let's see.
Hold on, I just got it. Mine's fun. Mine's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Let's see. Oh. Okay.
Mashups.
Okay, the cat's wiggling its little booty.
I feel like this is inside of my head at all times.
You have those glasses too, I think.
I do.
Okay, so
honestly,
that's a video of a cat that you like. That's also a video of a cat that I like too. That was very good.
It's what's inside of my head all day long. Like when I'm just bobbing and dancing, nothing.
Just cat twerking, and a little DJ cat mixing it up on the ones and the ones and the twos and the twos and stuff. Well, this cat is one that I believe is very much like me in times. It's sheer perseverance. Okay, I believe it's in Korean, but it's pure perseverance in my opinion. To translate it first? Yes. Here, let's see. Just watch this little guy. So tenacious. Is it a car dealership? I don't know why is it a car dealership right now.
Oh no!
But wait! But look! He comes back.
Where? He's
coming back for round 2. And again, I don't know why he's at an Audi dealership. Cats, I don't believe here in the States can let us drive, but he's going to go again. And he's going. He's on the top. I can't see right now. Is he on top again?
I just sad one.
What? No, it's not. It's a guy. He keeps trying. He eventually makes it. He eventually. Okay. No, he just walked off. He just walked off set.
You need to put that in a class.
Yeah. So again, it's try and try again. And if you ever find yourself as a feline on top of a Mercedes jumping at a gate, do not give up.
That's literally me trying.
Tony Robbins. I am Tony Robbins.
That's me when I don't get a gate code to a mobile closing, and I'm trying to get
what are you actually agents right now? That was a good caption. Right? That was a very good line.
People will understand if you know the gate codes.
Hell yeah, if you know, you know. If was it IYK, YYK?
I say Y2K.
If you know IYK, if you know IYK, YK.
I'm just gonna hold the troll.
Troll. That is one of my favorite things that we got in this office, by the way. I don't know what we never named them, but it's from Ouch Plants. It's found. She sells mostly retail out of the neighbors down the street at East End Market. But yeah, this Justin, can you give me a thumbs up if this is on camera right now? Can you switch it just to his butt? Is it? Oh my gosh! Is it there right now?
So much work.
Is it looking good? Yeah, I want to zoom. Can you zoom?
This is why I'm not in video.
Justin, hit it. Okay, I'm sorry, we don't have that yet. That'll be season 2. That'll be season 2 of our podcast. We'll be able to zoom. Okay, not zoom, but like zoom. Especially on the butts. All about the butts. That should be another podcast. The butts.
Nope, probably not.
The butts. Okay, so speaking of cats and local businesses. Speaking of cats and local businesses, coolest cat in town, man. It's Shay Walker Photography, and you are happy to be Shay Walker. Hey. Hold on.
Oh my gosh!
That last one wasn't supposed to be in there, but you know I'm doing it.
Nail it.
Shay Walker Photography's got an awesome origin story, right? It's very similar as far as it being, you
not knowing stories.
Not knowing if you could do it, honestly. And I mean, you came from like a fucking ridiculous, a true ass sad boy, honestly. Like, people were just like so negative to you, saying that you can never do this, never do this, never do this. Super duper pathetic, like idiot that would say that kind of thing to you. Mm-hmm. But here you go, and now you are literally the most referred photographer, literally in like the greater Central Florida. And I don't mean like Orlando and Winter Park. I'm saying like Uncomfortable Drive North, Uncomfortable Drive South, where we're sitting. And it's not you trying to run ads and be out there. It is a business built on word of mouth, like hard earned evidence. Boom, badass photos, badass sessions. Here we go. Like, so talk to me about what it is again. Shay Walker Photography. How do you do it? Tell me it all.
Oh, how do I do it?
How do you
ask me all the hard stuff? Well, I think it goes back to I've always been a photographer. I think my heart, my soul, I like capturing moments. I think moments and just how we feel about them in it. And when we look at a photo and I see people just like, I think it's deeper than like branding and content. I feel like it's more like, I don't want to say self-care because I feel like that sounds so like.
I mean, if you can actually talk about it, if you actually put it in there, then it is.
I think it is. So when I really found that branding was something that wasn't being touched on in this market, was during COVID. I think all of us became, we thought more in COVID. COVID is when I LLC'd. I was like, this needs to be a legit business. I need the CRM. I need the systems. I need people to have an experience because people are hiring me, but I need to really make it a business. Was during COVID. And I was like, branding is it. That is when I'm
branding photography, you mean?
Yes, branding photography. So it's branding session when people want stuff for their website, their social media, their anything where you need to show up visually.
It goes so much more than just let me have pretty photos and let me get in the gram. Like I think what you've renamed a lot of these packages, or what these people perceive things to be, the names you've given them have been, they're so applicable and so relevant. So you don't do headshots, you do first impression shots.
Yeah.
Right?
So I try
you
to
don't
make
do a
everything.
photo shoot, you do a vibe session.
Yeah. I think I do that with both title and photo. It's been that thing where I took it and I'm like, what do we actually need? So we don't need like the headshot anymore.
Because I mean, we all, I mean,
I feel like the word is just negative. I don't know why.
Yeah, it is. I mean, nobody wants to do them because they feel uncomfortable, right? They feel so much, again, self-doubt, whether it be the way they look, pose, whatever it is, right? If you're listening to this on SoundCloud or, Spotify or iTunes, you can't see us right now. I know that the idea that you've probably visualized 3 or 4 really bad headshots. Either one has been yours or somebody that you've seen, or if you're watching this on YouTube right now, I mean, still, as soon as you hear the term, headshot, you think of like this. Or like this.
Oh my gosh, and we need video for this? I mean, I guess there will be.
That,
because
right?
I have things, though, where I redefine that, though.
Right.
Because this, when you see this, and no one can see it if you are listening on a
so the arms are crossed. It looks aggressive.
This is don't talk to me.
Yeah.
This is I'm your girl.
Yes.
Just put your fingers out. It's how we do it.
Okay, so again, let's describe this. Okay, so again, if you're only listening to this, hit us on the button. Hit subscribe on the YouTube.
I'm gonna get clips of this and put on my IG at Shay Walker Photo.
But so right now, my arms are crossed, and you don't see my fingers. You see my sharp elbows, and you see my arms crossed. And I said, "Don't talk to me, you mother frickin' buster." Is what I'm saying, right? But you said,
or I know better than you.
I know better than you. Don't talk to me. I know better than you. You freaking
put our
minion.
Fingers out like,
Put our fingers out. It's like, hey, girl, let's talk.
Hey, what's up?
What are you going through right now? I'm here to listen to you.
Or hey,
and
I'm not going to judge you.
I have some tea and coffee to share with you, pal.
Well, I'm not going to judge you, but here's some value I have to talk about. Put it in a business way.
Boom! I love it. Okay, so basically what we're saying is that little twitch of the pose goes a long way in showcasing, articulating a wholly different.
It's a vibe.
And the same thing too. Again, when I think of a photo shoot, I'm like, oh gosh, what do I wear? I'm nervous. I don't know how to smile. Again, my arms, what are they? I don't understand these things that are attached to me anymore. My God, I don't like the idea of it. But a vibe session is something that I'm just like, hell yes. Can I get my next one, please? Like legit, can I please get another one?
Huh?
Can I get another vibe session soon?
Oh,
please?
yes, I know.
Thank you.
Good.
Yes, but people are very similar, right? And again, I get to work with agents again very deeply on the business side of things. Their business side of things, right? And of course, branding and marketing is part of that. So I know that they're reluctant on, again, putting themselves out there and showing their more personal sides in a strategic way, all those things. So I know what they're coming into your sessions with, but you always turn them back out real quickly with they just got like a freaking Queer Eye makeover kind of like thing to their soul. Like they felt so good, they feel empowered, they feel confident, and they look good. Like they look like
we have to see ourselves in like a good mirror that someone else was like hyping us. Like my thing is I hype, and what I'm doing at the end of the day is people having all this stuff. Like I have all these things I want to tell my audience about me, why I'm so different, why it's great to work with me, about the market. But how do we do that? Right now we're scrolling. Nothing stops a scroll except for a really good photo.
Hell yeah.
And you stop it. And for me, I will look at different businesses, and if they don't have professional photos, it just doesn't look like you're upkeeping your brand. You care about yourself, your brand, and it doesn't have to be, inaccessible. I've made the vibe session, and I've tried to get away from like the branding photo shoot. It's the vibe session because it's just what it is for that person. I make it accessible to where it's an hour, 25 photos. I can make that very cost effective for people who are like, I don't want to spend $1,000, have a 3-hour photo shoot in like 2 photos. Right. And I'm airbrushed.
Yes. I want to talk on that. So there's 3 things that I think, real estate, personal branding, in real estate is so mishmashy, so just stretched apart, so weird. You've found and then defined an entire segment within this. You found the sweet spot. Like you nail it. You help people show and express and communicate who they are in a positive way at this, like you said, at 90 miles an hour scroll. Yeah. But until that, and even still what we see today, until all of this is gone and everyone's being shot in a vibe session, right? But you'll see one of 3 things. You'll see the hyper aggressive sales stance, or it looks like this guy or gal or maxed out their fucking credit cards and with their suit, got in front of their richest friend's car and did all these crazy power poses. And again, it's where you are is not the thing, but when they're doing the cutthroat poses and things like that, that to me as a customer, I don't want to work with that person because I think that they're a shyster in some way, right?
Or I'm afraid to approach them. It's
intimidating, right? Or you have the overly, I would say, artistic. Again, and for me to say that,
I was like,
yeah, for me to say that takes a lot. But what we're trying to do here is we're not trying to do a spread of Mary Claire or Vogue. This is still creative and fun, vibrant, but still professional, real estate. This is usage here, right? And so those things that are overtouched, right, where they look like an oil painting, or it's just so overproduced or edited, it doesn't look real. And even if it is, like, it looks okay and kind of interesting, I don't know where the hell they are. Like, are you in Topeka, Kansas? Are you in Malibu? Like, I don't get a connection. It might look cool.
If it's a talking piece in your business card, we're like, oh, you don't look like you, it's time for a vibe session.
Yes. Or to that. Okay. So actually 4 things. You have the ones that are really outdated.
Nothing on you. It's just like every time I look at a photo, I instantly think of something. It's the first impression.
Right.
And you can really change someone's thoughts on you based on your body language in a photo. I check body language in a photo. I don't have guys ever putting their hands in fists. I don't have men in front of women. I don't have women. I always say, God, in this one of those things where people have to see the video, I have the Tinder pose.
She's raising her hand right now. I'll narrate it for you. She's the Tinder pose. What is that?
When some people will assume as women we have to put our hands all the way up on the wall when it's just like a head to toe, and then if we go like this, it's our professional. And we're approachable. Okay, and we're relatable.
Again, so for those that are listening to this, only her hand is on the high on the wall. For those, her hand is lower on the wall. Lower on the wall is a better thing.
I can give pictures.
Yes. Again, more reason to go to YouTube, please. Justin, hit it in a post. Or you can also get those people that, and God bless them, here's my vacation of me in front of the White House, using that as their headshots and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, great experience. I'm sure it was a wonderful and meaningful time to see the nation's capital. Your sunglasses are beautiful. They look great. But brother, sister, whoever, right? This is the stuff that you're marketing with. And you always see agents knocking other agents. We're like, bro, you don't even use professional listing photography. How dare you input this into the MLS? Like, okay, you buster. If you knock on, you have to have pro freaking photos of you. That's your business, man.
We just talked about, were just discussing investing in your brand and yourself. People want to do self-care.
It's not the Mike Ferry, Tony Robbins experience. My God, you can catch that on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com and type in their names and learn their shit. That's investing. When I'm talking about investing in yourself is like local stuff, like good photography. That's investing into your business. Yeah. Yes.
And when people are scrolling, they follow you and they just like you. No matter what you're selling, they're already invested in you as well because you are upkeeping your brand, your keywords, your vibe really is. But it takes a good photographer that specializes in branding and really cares about that to do that. There's a lot of photographers, and I love my colleagues. I love them so much, but I don't specialize in newborn photography, and I will not take those jobs because I want to be fulfilled in my work and I want them to get the best service possible and the best product. I do branding. I like small businesses. I like people connecting with their audiences. I like people, hyping them and loving that photo, but eventually all the value they're giving on their captions are subconsciously going in their audience's head. And when they think of real estate or whatever business you're in, those people are like, oh, that one. Instagram.
Yes, 100%. And
I like her so much. I love her stuff. And then like, what does she do? Real estate.
Yeah, it's the secondary thing. It's the connection first. And I want to talk on this because I'm confident that you won't hype yourself in this way. But those types of things, these when you're talking about these great photos of these people feeling comfortable and getting positive and great engagement from their sphere, from their customers when they post or use your images and stuff like that, that only happens because of honestly you, right? These agents. Hold on. A lot of times these agents are coming to you nervous or at least curious. They don't know, right? They don't know. And so you're there to guide them. These agents aren't known for being actors. Okay. They're not professional actors. They're not amateur actors, meaning I say that because they're not going to just start and turn on confidence in front of the camera and turn on the sass and turn on the,
it's a vibe
moments there, right? They're not doing that. You're helping them bring that out. And I've seen it happen, right? I mean, obviously you got me in some great photos. I don't like typically photos of myself. I love using yours. Well, for those that again don't know, Shay is actually the preferred, the exclusive branding photographer for preferred real estate brokers and stuff, right? Appreciate you for earning that spot because trust me, that stuff is not earned lightly. I know there's a lot of vendors out there saying, yeah, Dan, I know. So I say that because again, you are the best in those ways. I've seen your work done. I've seen you, just earn the trust and make somebody feel so comfortable. And again, just because you have a camera or you're, a listing photographer, great. You're a great listing photographer, but that doesn't translate and transfer, right? And so, and also again, too, maybe you are a branding photographer, but I've seen a lot of, these, again, for those of you that aren't seeing this, air bunnies, air quotes, air quotes, right? You're a branding photographer. I've seen a lot of, agents feel really uncomfortable because that, person is, just kind of rough. They're, trying to be a little bit, over sexualizing a lot of times when it comes to people. And these people do not feel good in front of these, aggressive, kind of rough.
Well, I'll have people thank me for making them look like themselves. And when we're comfortable and we're just in these authentic, and I know that word is a little overused right now, but in these truly authentic ways, where we're just vibing together and like I'm hyping them and I really mean everything I say. I hand edit my photos. I don't outsource my photos. I don't have any other, process that's being touched. It's mine. I have my branding questionnaire. I really care about every single part of the process before the shoot. I have how to prepare guides. I have like my little tips and my tricks and
tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks. And because of my background in real estate and that I'm still in the industry and I love it so much and I understand what agents are doing and how we're speaking and what at the end of the day what we're trying to do is on site. I have so many things where people are like, I never even thought about that. And we do the buyer's consultation stuff and the sellers and the 5 tips and the whatever. And then we just kind of bring in their own stuff. If they're into fitness, bring the water bottle. Like it's really cool to get to know the people. And I've shot with some people for over 2 years now, I think. And I've watched their brands and us grow together. Really, I mean, it's a little emotional, but I've watched them grow and I love when they put me on their newsletter drips and every month I know, oh, I've got to get this for her next time or him or whatever and know how to kind of just make the session easy where I want them to be able to plan it in their business plan. An hour with Shay gets me, my 2 months or my 1 month or I want monthlies or I want like this and I make it to where it's just a part of their business and they feel good about it and they're not like, go as a photo shoot. I work with business owners. You got to get back to work. I make it time efficient. We feel good. We get the vibes. You look at the back of the camera and go, yes, I love this. No, I don't like my hair this way. Then we, adjust and pivot. Like I really want it to be collaborative. And I think a lot of people don't tap into that. And
I agree. I vouch for that for sure. I mean, you nailed it. You found the spot. What's one of the best snacks to have, when you're bouncing around? I mean, obviously you're a very in-demand person. You are busy.
Me or my client?
Well, I'm telling you, I'm asking you, what is the Shay Walker, menu of road snacks here? What keeps you fueled when you're out there slaying title and taking photos?
Gosh, I have like a gallon of water.
Okay.
And
stay hydrated.
I have like 3 coffees and then my Fig Newton bars.
Okay, well, listen, Fig Newton
snacks.
They've gotten very fancy over the last few years. I used to go back to the OG days. It was just fig. It's just fig, people. But now they have fig and cherry, fig and blueberry, fig and mulberry. I mean, it's just too much for me to keep up with.
When I really am rushing, I really like a good 7-Eleven 99-cent pizza. Sorry, I'm gonna do it. Love it.
Okay, and this is a great point too.
So good.
I feel so silly. I didn't mention this earlier. Listen, if you were watching this today, this is July 11th. Okay, Shay was so excited to come onto this podcast here that she before we went there agreed. To anyone that's watching this today, she's paid for your Slurpees. So if you go to your local, if you go to your local 7-Eleven right now,
you get Slurpees free today.
If you go to your local 7-Eleven, you can say, "Hey, I want the Shay Walker vibe experience," and the person behind the counter will say, "You know what? You got it, free Slurpee." So just go get any size Slurpee you want. Bring it up to the counter and say, "Here, I'm again on the Shay Walker vibe experience, and that Slurpee is free because of Siobhan. Shay Walker Photography's paid for your Slurpees today, okay? Only valid today. Only valid today. And I'll tell you what, will you commit to me right now? I just put you on the spot. Will you commit to me right now? Every July 11th from here on out,
I will. Yes.
You will pay for everyone's Slurpees. Yes. As long as 7-Eleven's in business.
Yes, I will.
Put it there. Shake my hand. All right, it's official. Thank you, Shay Walker Experience, for that. You heard it here first, y'all. Again, this podcast, Tickle Fight, brings it to you to the streets. Again, I'm hoping that's a working. I really want that title to stick, Tickle Fight. I like the idea of Tickle
Table Fight.
No, Tickle Fight, because we tickle the topics of everything that's out there. I think it's it's a fun name. I imagine winning a Tony Award with my man Justin here behind the camera. One day, us receiving the award of Tickle Fight. The best podcast. I don't know even Tony's awards. That's Broadway. He's like, Dan, I just really hope your chair breaks right now, Dan, is what Justin's saying to me. We're connected that way. Well, Shay, what are some other things? So you said fig, water. Okay, great. I honestly, what I want to know too, how do you keep it so, vibey? I mean, again, like between everything that you do, it's obvious that you don't miss a beat, right? Whether it be being, again, the best in title, best photographer, a great mom, a good friend, just overall, vibe purveyor. How do you keep it going for everybody?
I think you do.
I
think there's no secret sauce to it.
You know
I
what?
wake up every day. So I wake up and I'm like, okay, where was I a year ago? What was I praying I had a year ago or 5 years ago, or, what kind of situation I am? And I always have to stop myself because sometimes I'm like, I can't be everything to everyone. And it's enough for people. No one knows. I don't get the like, oh, you're doing it, Shay. I don't get that. It's me versus myself. And I do have to realize, what wasn't I able to do a year ago for my kids or myself, or just me. I feel good with myself, and I'm okay with these, the ups and downs, and the people who own small businesses understand the ups and downs. You are doing the follow-ups and the stuff, and like, oh, I need to email this person, whatever, but I need to always center their gratefulness. And like, what can I do with this platform or this, growth or scale or the people I meet? I think it's just keeping the center of the gratefulness. I know that sounds really soft.
No, it's not soft, man. It's not soft.
But if we could have a whole podcast like from where I came from and not knowing what to do with my life and just feeling lost and not feeling like I fit in anywhere. And I know it sounds like, I know a lot of people do say that, but I really didn't. I could probably I don't want to get all emotional, but
we had Carly last episode. We got all the emo we needed in that one.
Every time I get tagged in something and I just and I don't even say, hey, can you go tag me in that thing in a random mastermind? And I smash it and I'm like so grateful that someone thought of me.
Someone, you mean like 70 someones.
That's what I'm saying though, and they typed my name and they thought of me and they felt good about that referral, because referrals to me are everything. If I refer you in something, I am a diehard for that referral. Yep. It matters because it reflects back on your business. And when people do that for me, like that's my center right there. I really do. And people, they itch for the content. Like, I need it more. Like there's no way I can slip up on anyone. I have to keep it going. And when I get my camera on my hand, I'm a totally different person. I can be in such a bad mood in my car and I get my camera. I'm like, yes, queen. It's a vibe. Yes, queen. You got this.
Do you need the sound clip to play sometimes when you're tired?
Huh?
Do you want me to send you the sound clip just so you can play it when you're tired?
Yes. I do it, and I really care. Like, and most people are like, no, you just say this to everyone. I really don't. I get so hyped when I'm shooting with people, and I see these good shots, and they look in the back of the camera like, yes, oh my gosh, that's it.
Yeah,
like that's what keeps it going. Is truly giving. It's like the environment and the circle, and me feeling good about myself because these people trust me. I cannot slip up on that trust. Trust is everything.
Oh yeah, it is.
So they're my fam. They're my fam. I love everyone that I work with. So thank you for everyone who's ever referred me, worked with me.
And that will refer her.
And
please. No.
At Shay Walker Photo, SHAY.
Yes. So give me that. Go ahead. Do the plug here. All right. So how do people get in touch with you, whether it be with title or, again, Shay Walker Photography? What's the deal? How do they get a hold of you?
I try to practice what I preach, and I say Instagram, man.
Baby.
I show up. I brand myself. I do my branding photos. I do the captions. I try to do what I tell.
Your captions are so good, by the way.
Yes. For my business coach. No,
but it all works, right?
It takes a village.
To build a badass brand to yourself. So you said Instagram, huh?
Yes. So my Instagram for like just me and like I guess business overall is Shay SHAY _ Walker, and then photos is Shay Walker Photo. That's where in my bio is my branding questionnaire, my where to start, my everything. My website is shaywalkerphoto.com. I keep things pretty thorough throughout the process. So even if you're like, I don't know if I need this, what you do, but
definitely need it.
I don't know where I start. I don't even know what that means to me. You don't have to know your brand or your goal or your vision before we work together. We kind of build that as we talk. It's all collaborative. So just, just message me there. I have all my links in there as well. And we just vibe.
Hold on. I'm going to count down and see if you can say it at the same time here. Ready? So here we go.
No, it's so bad. I'm so uncoordinated. It's a vibe.
I like it with that sound of the headphones there. All right. Well, again, Shay, Siobhan, thank you so much for coming on to the number one podcast that's happening in this office right now today.
Thank you for accepting my quirkiness, my weird, my crazy, and everyone else that is listening to this has accepted my.
It's a much needed weirdness out there for sure. Well, again, Shay, thank you so much for being such a valuable person to Preferred Real Estate Brokers as far as the talents that you bring us, the local market and everything that you do, and also again a near dear place in my heart. Thank you so much for being all of that to all of us. You're the best. We love you very much. All right, guys, and as always, thank you so much for watching this. Yeah, tilt the hat right there. Tip the hat. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to again this world class number one Pepsi combo of a podcast. We'll see you guys next time as you rock out. All right. Oh, my ears.